Cześć!
大家好.
My name is Magdalena, I'm a nutritional therapist. I'm originally from Poland and this is my lovely friend.
I'm Nicole, I'm a registered nutritionist and I'm originally from Malaysia. So me and Magda were just having a conversation the other day about bringing some ideas for quick, easy, simple lunch fixes. So we thought we would share a dish from our hometown. Yeah.
Yes, so my soup, we both actually decided to go with the soups because they're quite easy to prep. You can keep them in the fridge or you can take them with you, when you get to work, and have quite quick ideas for your lunches. So our soup is called beetroot soup. We call it Chłodnik. It's a cold version of the beetroot soup. It's like a gazpacho, but made of beetroot, and there's a lot of earthy flavors involved in cooking. There's lots of cucumber, dill, spring onions, and obviously
very, very fresh.
And obviously quite earthy beetroot itself. Then we have some garlic, and basically the king of the whole soup, or the main ingredient is kefir.
The star of the show. Okay.
It's the kefir.
Right.
So fermented dairy drink basically, which is fabulous if you have any gastrointestinal issues. So the beneficial bacteria that are responsible for many things. One of them is actually our immunity. So pretty much about 60% of our immune system is kind of based in our gut. So it is quite important to help repopulate your good bacteria.
It's like a garden and you want to fill it up.
It's basically, it's like a first line of defense, So this soup you can actually start eating before the autumn and winter time. It's quite nice.
I'm quite excited to try it. Yeah, I've never had a beetroot soup done like that before with the kefir, so very, very excited to try it.
So what about you? What you
So yes, I'm making this mason jar noodle soup today. I will be using, just let me introduce you to the ingredients quickly. Rice noodles, and I always have wakame seaweed in my pantry just because there's such a good source of fiber, iodine, and it just needs some liquid and it becomes this little beautiful pieces of vegetables and seaweed in your soup. I've got some hard-boiled eggs that's already prepped before. Some shredded chicken breast, again prepped before. Edamame beans is a plant-based source of protein, so it's a complete source of protein as well. Some chicken, some concentrated chicken stock. Shiitake mushrooms, always in my pantry too.
Fabulous, my favorite.
Oh, I love it. It just gives that really nice umami flavor, and I always have some little packs of miso sachets in my pantry as well. I don't think it is difficult to make a nutritious balanced meals. It's just about being prepared, having the right ingredients in your pantry, and if you do need to put a meal together, you have the ingredients ready. Pop it into the jar and it's ready to go.
Exactly, and when you're saying having those ingredients ready, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to cook and prep your beetroots or your potatoes or whatever from scratch. You can actually buy a quite handy pre-cooked packet of beetroot.
I've seen those. They're
and
very
just
handy.
This is what I did, and just quickly grated it the day before, and then pretty much you've got most of your ingredients there. Every household will have a fresh cucumber. Just grate some fresh cucumber, get some kefir, or make it yourself. You can get a kefir starter online. Just pop it in your milk and then wait for a few days, and then you've got kefir ready. Just keep it in the jar, keep it in your fridge.
Keep it airtight.
Absolutely, and you have it when you want to, when you need to. So tell us about how you're going to make your lunch today.
Right, I will show you guys quickly.
Where
so
do you
firstly, just get your concentrated chicken broth. Pop open the jar. So just a teaspoon at the bottom, and always some soy sauce. It just adds such a nice boost of flavor.
Can you tell us a little bit about soy sauce? Is it any particular one that you will go for?
To be honest, because I was born and raised in Malaysia, I always go with this brand. It's like a home brand. Yes. Yeah, Lee Kum Kee is the one, I think. So there are different types of soy sauce. This is the light soy sauce, and there's also dark soy sauce. So those ones, they have a little bit more sugar, so adds a little bit of extra sweetness. But for this soup, I'm keeping it quite savory. And we will go in with some wakame. Just a little bit, slight sprinkle. I know it looks very little here, but it will swallow up with all the liquid in later. Some chicken breast, pop it in.
So, did you pre-cook it, or when did you make your chicken?
So I normally try to do a batch of it like twice a week, shred it out, put it in an airtight container in the fridge. So whenever I want a quick protein source, just put it in and it's ready to go. A little bit of rice noodles, pop it in there as well.
And again, any particular one? So what's your favorite one? Or can we put whatever we prefer? Whole grain, the vermicelli ones?
Definitely. So the beauty of noodles is pick what you want. So pick a source of carbohydrates that you actually enjoy. I happen to have these laying around in my pantry. Some edamame beans as well. I just pop these in too. And always a little bit of chili flakes. Just for that, it's like cake. That's me. I really like my chilies. A little bit of dried mushrooms. So once you add hot water in, just shake it up a little bit, which I will show you guys later, your noodle soup is basically ready to go. And normally, thank you, John. And normally, I will also pop in some hard-boiled eggs on top after it's done.
Okay.
Just for the extra boost of good fats and protein as well, and a little bit of seaweed too. But this is so quick and easy, and you can always do it in with different ingredients too. If you're vegan, you can just do it with mushrooms, the wakame seaweed.
But also,
it
contains so many different, micronutrients, minerals, vitamins. You've got vitamin D, obviously, in eggs,
mushrooms as well.
And mushrooms, yes. You've got your choline, you've got your healthy fats in egg. It's such and of course, great sources of protein. Your beans, your edamame beans, and the chicken, and egg again. It's a wonderful little combination, and it's just so easy, and it's quite filling as well, right?
Yes, and it's quite balanced. I mean, you have got all the macronutrients there. It's quite dense in nutrients too. And normally, if you've got some coriander laying around, I would just pop that in after you've soaked it up into a little soup, and you're ready to go. I normally make 3 to 4 pots in advance, store it in the fridge. When I want to take it to work, just bring it to work, pour some hot water in, shake it out, and it's ready. So when you want to have your noodles for lunch, what I do is just take it out from the fridge, let it come to room temperature, get some hot water, and just pour it in. Let it sit in there for, I'll say 4 to 5 minutes, just so the heat, which is gently cook the noodles as well. Make sure you seal it tight. I like to give it a little shake and shake. This is the fun part, and it's so quick and easy. So Naira, tell me about your soup. I really want to learn the recipe.
Okay, so the main ingredients, beetroots, and as I mentioned before, you can either cook it first.
Is that pre-cooked?
Yes, so you can buy the little, basically like a packs with the pre-cooked beetroot in it, and it's perfectly fine. So I use about 2 packs, grated beetroot, some boiled eggs, fresh cucumber. So do you remember what? Yeah. So I grated it, and because it's quite juicy, what I did before is
some water in there.
Yeah, I soaked the water in, or basically like sieved it through the cloth. All that water, just got rid of the excess of water. Dill, earthy flavour. Again, it's quite typical for the Polish kitchen. We pretty much add dill to anything. Spring onions, spring onions, some garlic. You can use lazy garlic if you really don't have time and don't want to peel the garlic.
That is definitely
lazy garlic. Squeeze it in, it's fine. And of course the kefir that I mentioned before. I got the kefir from the Polish shop, or any kind of Eastern European shop, or you can actually buy it in any kind of big supermarkets now. You can also get some alternatives if you're dairy tolerant. You can get, the old creamy cream, double cream, or kefir, or kind of like a double cream coconut-based cream or yogurt. it will taste pretty much the same as the kefir. Kefir has a bit more soury flavour.
I like the soury taste.
Yes, but of course you can actually get dairy-free kefir as well, coconut-based, absolutely.
Wow,
so you can use that.
That's the first, okay.
So we start off basically transferring the beetroot. Because it's already pre-cooked, I just need to warm it up a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have to be cooked. We just warm it up. Warm it up.
I love the deep red, vibrant flavor, colours. Yeah.
I'm adding some chicken stock, and again, you can either make your own one by boiling whole chicken or chicken bones. But you can actually get the pre-cooked chicken stock from the shop, a good quality chicken stock. There's a lot of varieties. Make sure you get a really good quality fresh one. There you go. You add a little bit of the chicken stock to the beetroot. Right. And just heat it up a little bit. So I've added some stock just to kind of soak it in a little bit in that stock, and then we'll add some kefir and all other ingredients just towards the end. So you don't really want the fresh cucumber to get too like soggy or wet.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes, so all those ones just right at the end. Absolutely.
Kind of like a topping.
Absolutely. Right. Once, while we do this, I'm just going to squeeze some garlic into it.
That's actually really handy as well.
Yeah, I mean,
the garlic.
I just quite like the freshness, of the garlic, squeezed garlic. Of course, it doesn't matter. You can use the one, the laser garlic, which is already done for you. I just quite like, when the garlic releases all the essential beautifulness and all the essential oils, the smell is just beautiful. And it's so good, again, it's so good for you, it's antimicrobial, and especially for those autumn and winter months. That gives you an extra boost, the fresh garlic and obviously the kefir. There you go. The smell is amazing. So you see, it's getting warmer. Right, I'm just going to pop some kefir into it. Did you hear that fuzz? That's all the fermentation.
By the bacteria.
Yeah, that's the fermentation for the bacteria.
Yes,
It's actually fresh.
That's great.
Yes, but because it's got thickened up.
Do you think you should shake it up
not too much, because then it will literally catapult. There you go. See?
Oh, that looks beautiful.
It's quite thick and kind of gooey. I'll just show you. So just added the kefir into my mixture.
I'm glad I haven't had lunch yet. Just in time. So you just keep stirring until it bubbles up.
You don't really want it to bubble up. You just want to warm it up. Absolutely. So everything gets blended in and mixed in together.
So the flavors get married together.
Because as I mentioned to you, this is a cold soup, so what we're going to do, we're going to cool it down anyway. It's just to get all the ingredients kind of blend in together. So that's done, and what I tend to do is I add, just for that kick, the sharpness, a little teaspoon of vinegar. Right, the soup is quite warm now, so what I'm going to do is it's kind of, just switch it off, cooling down, I will chop the dill, and then we can add some dill. So be generous with the dill. Dill is one of the main ingredients and quite commonly used in Poland. That soup is quite earthy, the earthy smell, so be generous, chop it finely. Just transfer it on this.
It's so vibrant, the colours in there.
There you go. And then of course you can add some, pepper, salt, pepper, depending on how you like it. And now I'm just going to transfer the cucumber, freshly chopped cucumber. some spring onions.
Okay.
So that's pretty much the soup done.
That's so quick and easy.
So what?
Lunch is ready in what, like 3 minutes?
It's very easy, especially when you prep it earlier. And as I said, you don't have to cook your own beetroots. You can just buy it in the store, just pre-cooked for you.
And great,
Absolutely. What I tend to do as well is, like, you know, garnish it at the end with a little bit of coriander, just for an extra punch.
Yes, I love coriander. We'll be adding loads to my soup later. We can get started with getting some hot water for my noodles.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I forgot to mention this, but konjac noodles, also known as the glucomannan, is actually a very good alternative to noodles as well. It's rich in soluble fiber, so that can really help with, again, elevating your blood sugar levels if you're a bit, you know, more cautious with that. And also, as for the noodles, there are other options. So this is a thinner version of rice noodles. You can always get the whole wheat version too, that's slightly higher in fiber. Again, like I said, just grab any noodles you have in your pantry, even pasta works fine. And yeah, just let it sit in there. And when it's done, I will be garnishing it with some hard-boiled eggs for the extra protein boost. And if you're vegan, you want an alternative stock base, miso paste, they're your best friends. So handy, so convenient.
Okay, so my soup is cold now. I kept it in the fridge for about 3 hours. So I'm just going to transfer it onto the bowl. And what we normally do is we just put some egg on top of the soup for an extra, you know, source of protein. There you go. Garnish it beautifully with a bit of dill, and the soup is ready. You can serve it with some lovely crispy crackers, like the seeded crackers, or simply with rye bread or whole grain bread. Cold beetroot soup with eggs and dill.
That was amazing.
Served with some seeded crackers.
And this is my mason jar noodle soup. I have garnished it with some coriander, and now I will be tearing up some seaweed just for some extra texture and crunch, and add in hard-boiled egg. And it is ready.
Smacznego!
That's it, Chuba.
If you like our recipes, please follow us on Instagram or
Subscribe and like.